crack open the window.
Oh, that's better.
I struggled during my secondary school days, and that experience made me able to better understand my students. I can understand their distractions and their lack of motivation. My experience has both informed and motivated me to help those who are struggling to navigate through similar academic situations. I have certainly encountered lecturers throughout my studies and career who have provided me with the extra guidance when I need it. I hope students and parents can see a type of school like IT as a bridge to higher education. Students who find themselves more academically inclined have a pathway to progress at IT towards obtaining a diploma. We use AR technology to teach our students. During our Makeathon events, students can see their skill sets are being used to make prototypes and win awards. This gives them encouragement to pursue engineering as a career. One Makeathon project is the Feel-Safe wheelchair. The design of the Feel-Safe wheelchair is derived from the concept of an airport trolley. The brake is automatically engaged when the wheelchair is unattended. This prevents the wheelchair occupants from rolling down a slope in the event that caregiver leave the wheelchair unattended and without the brakes on. The Smart Walking Cane. It looks like a normal walking cane, but it features an incorporated wet floor sensor. The sensors together with microcontroller activates the beeping buzzer and the vibration motor when the sensors located at the rubber foot touches a wet surface. This alerts the user that the floor is wet and discourages the user to continue walking. This smart walking stick adds safe functionality to the normal walking stick. We have donated about 20 canes to Society of Aged Sick and St. Luke Nursing Home. Fusion 360 allows students to draft their design and use the software to illustrate their ideas and inform their discussions. Fusion 360 can be easily downloaded to a student's personal laptop and it is user-friendly. Our students knowing Autodesk products give them an edge in terms of future employment. To be a leader in manufacturing education, one has to keep updated with industry needs and standards. It is essential that one trains students to have the latest skill sets which help them progress in their career. We connect with industry with facility visit, seminars, and attending professional development courses and outreach programs. I think Autodesk play a role in fostering and facilitating our connection with industry. Some of our students are already connected to EIA companies that use Autodesk. My advice to students is to never stop learning.
Good afternoon, classmates. The last topic in today's webinar is entitled Working with SolidWorks to Fusion 360. A little background for our topic for today. SolidWorks is an assembly-oriented parametric program that offers advanced features for professionals. Its complex customizable interface are geared towards experienced users. Fusion 360, on the other hand, is a multi-component part system that combines parametric, direct, and mesh modeling tools. At this point, my partner JC Tupas will now introduce the speaker of this topic.
Hello everyone, so I will introduce to you Engineer Jomarc Baquiran. Engineer Baquiran is a mechanical design engineer, Autodesk Certified Instructor, training manager in an Autodesk Learning Partner, current chapter president of PSME Parañaque chapter. So with these classmates, with a special excitement that I'm pleased to introduce to you, Engineer Jomarc Baquiran.
Hello everyone, pleased to meet you, Gamaliel and John Carlo. Thank you so much, Adamson University Mechanical Engineering Department, to Engineer Arnold Valino, to the speakers, Mark Purio, Joel Manzano. Thank you so much. And lastly, super thanks to Engineer Basil Bautista. During the course of this webinar, from time to time, we will be doing a raffle draw. I'll be giving away a LinkedIn Learning subscription to 3 lucky winners. So what's LinkedIn Learning? So it's similar to Netflix, but it's all about education. So here I'm showing you some of the courses available in LinkedIn Learning, SolidWorks. It also has, of course, Fusion 360 and tons of topics such as business, creative. As you can see, under creative, we have architecture, engineering, and construction. May it be you're interested in animation, you have a band, audio and music, photography, product design and manufacturing, of course, graphic design. So those are some of the things that you can learn with LinkedIn Learning. So how much is LinkedIn Learning? It's $60 a month. And I'll be giving away 3 months subscription to 3 lucky winners. Okay, all you have to do, guys, in addition, we are also live in YouTube at Digital Creatives Worldwide. So once more, Digital Creatives Worldwide. I'm going to be posting the link. And for you to qualify in the raffle draw on our Q&A portion, I want you to comment down in Digital Creatives Worldwide YouTube channel under the comment section in our live stream right now. I want you to comment down Fusion 360. Okay, big letter F, no space, 360, Fusion 360. Again, today, we will be learning how to use SolidWorks and Fusion 360 in Tandem. In addition, I made a quick search for Fusion 360 worldwide with regards to jobs. And for me at this age, I've been to many design companies and have used different mechanical engineering design software. So I'm showing you here some of those opportunities with Fusion 360. So notice here, for example, under Oculus, this one is owned by Facebook, right? So Oculus, they have a need for system engineers. Okay, and notice here on the qualifications, they require someone with experience in SolidWorks, Siemens NX, Autodesk Inventor, Autodesk Fusion 360, and Rhino. So that's the reason that we'd like everyone for you not to only learn one software, because in reality, in the industry, like for this one, we are required to learn or to be conversant with different design softwares. So once more, we have a lot of things to learn. Again, let's discover how to utilize SolidWorks and Fusion 360 in Tandem.
What is Fusion 360? Is it a cloud-enabled collaboration platform that enables designers to instantly share, review project data, manage versions, find where use, and share ideas on any device at any time? Is it a 3D CAD application with both freeform and solid modeling tools seamlessly integrated into one application? Is it a 3D animation and rendering application? Is it the first cloud-enabled tool to provide 2D drawing capabilities? Is it simulation software? Or is it a CAM application for turning and milling operations? This is what you need to know about Fusion 360. It's not any one of those things. It's all of those things. It's the next generation product innovation platform designed to work on Mac, PC, and mobile devices. So come on, what are you waiting for? Try Fusion 360 today.
I'm sure some of you guys have your own assemblies made in SolidWorks. So for me, in this demonstration, I have this assembly in SolidWorks. And my intent here is to bring this design over to Fusion 360. And let's say, in addition, my intent is to create a generative design. Okay, similar to this motorcycle. In addition, we sent out a registration form to our organizers, JC. So the reason for that registration form is I can share immediately or right away these files to you in Fusion 360. So to do that, I can head over, in this example, to People. And I can easily type in your email addresses. So that's the reason why we are asking you to register. So later after this training, we will be sharing. I can share to you this design or assembly. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to go back to data. And I have gone ahead and created a new project, which is Tandem with Fusion 360. Same with Autodesk Inventor, Fusion 360 also has the AnyCAD technology. Again, our intent here is to bring in the native SolidWorks files into Fusion 360. To do that, I'm going to select Upload. And notice here under Select Files, under this drop down, okay, Fusion 360 can accept files natively, even from CATIA, of course, Inventor, the typical AutoCAD files, okay, NX files, Pro Engineer, Rhino, yes, SolidWorks, Solid Edge, and also SketchUp files. So that's how versatile, in addition, Fusion 360 is with working to other CAD platforms or CAD files. Okay, so once more, I have my SolidWorks file saved in my local folder. So with this, I can easily I can easily drag and drop those SolidWorks files here. I can select all of the parts and assembly related to our SolidWorks design. So with this SolidWorks files selected, I'm going to left click and hold, simply drag and drop. So take note, check where your target location is. And now I'm going to select Upload. Upload in progress. And notice on the left, we are seeing the files are populating this folder, starting with the assembly. Okay, assembly complete, selecting close. Let's hover over ASCII, hold down clamp. I'm going to right click and simply select Open. Here it is. So notice in SolidWorks, this is the orientation of our assembly. Take note also of our axis. Y pointing up, Z pointing to the left. Heading back to Fusion 360, the orientation of Fusion 360 is, notice, Z is pointing up. Okay, so those are the initial difference between SolidWorks and the Fusion 360. So I prefer that the orientation of this assembly to be the same with SolidWorks. Okay, so with that, let me head over to Home View. I'm going to select Top and rotate this. Double click my middle mouse wheel to zoom extents. Heading back to our view cube, I'm going to right click and select Set Current View as Front. Okay, next I'm going over to Top View. Again, I'm going to right click on our view cube, Set Current View as Top. Next, selecting Front, okay, and rotating this to our target isometric view. So notice the orientation of our view cube as well. I'm going to select this corner of the view cube, which will now give us the same orientation when I hit Control 7 in SolidWorks. So from here, I'm going to right click on this tiny house and set current view as home, fit to view. Okay, so now if I select or head back to home view, the orientation is now the same with SolidWorks. For me, I already have the muscle memory for Fusion 360 and SolidWorks. But if you prefer to have the same navigation and controls in SolidWorks, we can head over to our profile under Preferences. We can head over to General, and under Pan, Zoom, Orbit shortcuts, we can select this drop down and change this to SolidWorks. So in addition, Alias and Inventor, Tinkercad, and Power Mill is also available. Okay, selecting Cancel. And like any other softwares, sometimes Fusion 360 crashes as well. So let's hit Control S and save this file. Notice here from V1, it's now V2 or version 2. And because Fusion 360 is cloud-based, I can head over to our data panel and notice here we can open this design into our web browser. So I'm going to click Open on the web. And let me show you my web browser. Notice here I have all projects. And here we have our project, which is Tandem with Fusion 360. So on the right, under Project Details, I can manage members and invite. Okay, I can invite our attendees right now who have registered and give them access to this design as an editor or simply as a viewer. So for viewer, the application for that is sharing this to your managers who has no need to edit, or to your suppliers and vendors. So here, going back once more to Tandem with Fusion 360, I'm going to select our file and left click here to open our design into our web browser. So once more, if you moved into a different location and you don't have Fusion 360 natively installed, you can access your files anywhere with just a web browser. And that's an advantage of Fusion 360 being linked in the cloud. Also in this viewer, notice below we can add markups. Let's say I'm going to scribble down a circle. I can add comments. Let's say I would like to say greetings to all our students. In addition, we can measure our design, have a section analysis, or do an explode model. Let me head back once more to Tandem with the Fusion 360 project. And I hope everyone is familiar with Google Drive. So with Autodesk and Fusion 360, the equivalent for Google Drive is A360. So with that in mind, we can also upload non-Fusion 360 files into Autodesk Fusion 360. So for demonstration, let's say I would also like to save this native SolidWorks files into Fusion 360. With my target files selected, in addition, I'm going to copy the location of our folder, hitting Control-C, heading now to our web browser, selecting Upload, and in addition, notice we can upload files coming from Dropbox. I'm going to select File, paste down its location, and from here, we can now select this SolidWorks files. In addition, let me add this DXF file as well. Notice multiple selections allowed, selecting Open. Files now being uploaded. And notice as we head back to Fusion 360, we now have this notification that a change or the folder needs to be updated. Selecting Refresh. And notice here, we now have all those files uploaded using the web browser. Let me now close our data panel. When we import a SolidWorks files into Fusion 360, it loses the assembly mates. So notice here, we don't have the assembly mates in effect. With that in mind, let's reapply those assembly mates, and in Fusion 360, the equivalent for assembly mates is joints. Another important distinction between the two is in SolidWorks, we have the Feature Manager Design Tree, where every features are registered on this left side, while in Fusion 360, the features and history are all registered below. And when we import a non-native Fusion 360 file, initially, the timeline is not available. So notice here, it's just comments and the navigation bar. To bring that up, all we need to do is head over to our main file. I'm going to right-click on ASCII, hold down clamp, and simply enable Capture Design History. So notice we now have the timeline, which is once more the equivalent for Feature Manager Design Tree, where every features that we are utilizing and creating in Fusion 360 will be registered here. And let's have a quick raffle draw break. I'm going to bring in the Streamyard giveaway tool, and I want you to comment down in the comment section in Digital Creatives Worldwide YouTube channel. In the comment section, I want you to type in Fusion 360, big letter F, 360, no spaces. Okay, also, I want you to comment down. Again, another one is a PSME Adamson University Student Unit. PSME A, small letter D, U, S, U. Okay, comment them down in our live stream in Digital Creatives Worldwide. Let me bring in AutoCAD, and this design was initially conceived as a 2D drawing. And notice here the coordinates XYZ being in 0. Heading back to Fusion 360. And that component is pin A. It's always a good habit to have the parts where they relate to be grounded. So with this part or component, it's pin A. I know that because of this visual cue. I'm going to hover over pin A, selecting this, right click, and select ground. When we ground something, we are removing all of its degrees of freedom. So notice as I left click and hold, I can't move the pin. But of course, the rest, they are free to move, having their degrees of freedom still not yet defined. Moving forward, let's now add joints. Heading up to Assemble, selecting Joint. And before we pick out the joint origins, let me head over to this Motion tab and our target motion type to be rigid. Heading back to Position, and for Component 1, I'm going to hover over this face. So notice the joint origin attached to our cursor. Again, notice as I am hovering over this faces. Next, I'm going to hold Control while hovering over this face. And notice as I hover over other faces, I am locked to this face. So with that, I'm going to select this joint origin, left click, heading over to our pin A and defining the joint origin for component 2, hovering over this face, holding Control, and left click. So notice those joint origins mates with each other. I'm going to select OK and inspect. Next, applying the same procedure. In addition, recall our previous command was joint. So with that, I can right click in Fusion 360 and select Repeat Joint. Hovering over this face, holding Control, selecting this joint origin. Left click, heading over to our pin A, hovering over this face, holding Control, and selecting this joint origin. Left click, selecting OK. Next, let's bring in our arms, and let me pull this pin out, hitting J, the shortcut for joint, and this time our target motion type to be revolute. Heading over to Position, hovering over this face, holding Control and selecting this joint origin. Next, moving over to the other side, hovering over this arm's face, holding control, selecting this joint origin, selecting OK. Let's inspect. I'm going to hover over this face, left click and hold. Repeat that step once more. Hitting J for joint. Hover over this face, selecting this joint origin. Heading over to our support. Holding control, selecting this joint origin. Notice the preview. Obviously, it's revolute. Selecting OK. Next, let's bring in pin B over here. Hitting J for joint. Motion type to be revolute. Hovering over this face, holding control, selecting this joint origin. Moving over here, holding control, selecting this joint origin. Selecting OK. In addition, we can also add that revolute. But for this instance, it will now suffice. Moving forward, let's focus on our hinge B. Let me move this on the side. Hit J for joint, motion type. How about cylindrical? Heading over to position tab for component 1. I'm going to hover over here or hover over this cylinder, holding control, and I'm going to select this joint origin at the center. For our component 2, I'm going to head over here, hover over this cylinder, holding control and selecting this center joint origin. Selecting OK, and because that cylindrical joint relates with our revolute, so notice it moves in unison. And finally, for our hinge B, hit J once more, motion type this time to be revolute. Heading over to position, defining component 1, hover over this face, holding control, selecting this joint origin. And I want this to mate with this face, specifically this hole. Holding control, selecting this joint origin. Selecting OK, and let's inspect. Awesome. Moving forward, let's focus on hinge A. So moving this aside. Same with our shaft. Hitting J for joint, and I prefer utilizing revolute. Again, under motion, hovering over this face, selecting this joint origin. Hovering over this face, selecting this joint origin. Looking nice, selecting OK. Let's now bring in the shaft. And what I'm seeing now is having the challenge to select the face for our joint origin. Let me head over to inspect and let's have a section view. But first, let me bring this to the other side. Under inspect, selecting section analysis. I want to cut this assembly in half. So selecting YZ plane. Selecting OK. Let's now hit J for joint. And the motion for this should be cylindrical. And under position, let me hover over this face, holding control, and select this joint origin. I hope you're seeing this. Heading over to front view, so it looks like it's the center. And the same with our shaft. I'm going to zoom in, hover over this face, holding control, and locating that joint origin, which is this origin. Notice the preview, selecting OK. And to turn off the visibility of the section analysis, it's simply heading over, twirling this down, and selecting this eyeball. Looking nice, and finally hitting J once more. Motion type to be cylindrical. Hover over this face, holding control, selecting this joint origin. Hovering over this face, holding control, and selecting this joint origin. Selecting OK. And let's inspect. And for our last raffle draw, bringing in Streamyard once more, I want you to comment down once more in YouTube under Digital Creatives Worldwide. I want you to comment down Autodesk Community Philippines. Big letter A, big letter C, and P. Okay? Heading back to Fusion 360. And let me just reiterate, for Fusion 360, it's joints and it's populated here under the joints folder. And in SolidWorks, we have it as mates populated here. Heading back to Fusion 360. Okay, and as a bonus to our friends in Adamson who have registered, okay, we have given this form to you from Nelsie via JC. So in addition for you to master parts and assembly in Fusion 360, for all who have registered, we will be emailing the course code for you to access this course for free. So once more, to all who registered, we will be giving away this course for free, and we will email to you the code for you to access this course for free. Okay? Back in Fusion 360 again. Also, Fusion 360 has a powerful local rendering engine. So let's change our workspace. I'm going to head over under Design. Let's head over to Render. And I'm sure, again, most of you guys have SolidWorks files that you may like to have a photorealistic render. And rendering in Fusion 360 is very easy. The first step would be assigning the materials to our model. So shortcut key for this is letter A. And we have options here to apply this to bodies or components. So these are all bodies and or components. And the other one are simply faces. Okay, so Let me first head over to our library, and by default, the default appearance of our body's components is still satin. So below on the library, we have tons of options. It can be metal. Let's say I prefer aluminum anodized rough blue. So it's simply left click and hold, drag and drop. So now in this design, we have an additional appearance, which is aluminum anodized rough blue. Okay, so to remove a specific appearance is simply right clicking here and unassign and delete. Okay, so feel free to browse over the library. So we have brass, metal, once more, liquid, leather and cloth. We have paint. We have plastic. Okay, stone. So if you have woodworks. So for this demo, I would like to assign a glossy paint. And recall, a while ago, we applied appearance to bodies and components. For faces, let me enable faces. It's simply left click and hold. Let's say I would like to assign paint animal glossy blue to this face. Okay? Or green to this face. And for this scenario, I prefer adding appearance to bodies components instead of faces. I'm going to delete and unassign this in our design. Let's enable apply to bodies and components, assigning paint animal glossy blue to our support. Same on this mirrored component, hitting A. And from here, I can also, because this is prevalent, I can head over here in our in this design and reuse this. Drag and drop. Let's say for our arm, I prefer yellow color. Left click and hold, drag and drop. And same on this arm as well. So we have a warning. Notice an appearance was already assigned, so I can remove and apply. Next, how about red for our hinge? Left click and hold, drag and drop. Head back up. And for our hinge A, instead of drag and dropping our appearance on our model in the canvas, I can twirl hinge A, head over to bodies, head back to our library, left click and hold the paint animal glossy red. I can drag and drop our appearance on top of our component. I'm going to release. Notice it's now assigned on the body of our component hinge A. And let's say for our shaft, I prefer a different color. So with that, I can head over to any of these three paints. Let's say the red one, I can right click. I'm going to duplicate this. Head over to this duplicate, right click and select edit. And from here, we can assign RGB values or adjust the slider. I prefer this color. selecting done. So notice it updates, and from here, from this customize appearance, I can left click and hold, drag and drop. In addition, I am seeing our red paint was not properly assigned to this body or component. I'm going to head back to our paint animal glossy red, drag and drop. So we have a warning, simply selecting remove, and it's now applied. Heading back to glossy, I prefer paint white for our pins. And same with our pin A. So with both of these components selected, I'm going to grab our paint white, drag and drop. So notice we can assign appearance to multiple selections. And if ever we have a change of mind, I can simply, for example, shaft. I prefer this to be, how about a metal? How about aluminum? Anodized rough. Left click and hold, drag and drop. Let me close the appearance. Next, heading over to our scene settings. Now under settings, I prefer for this render the ground to be flattened. And let's disable reflections. And from here, we have the options to tweak the camera. We have a choice for orthographic, perspective with ortho faces. We can adjust the focal length, the exposure. And for the depth of field, I'm going to enable this once we enable ray tracing. Heading back to our scene settings, we have the addition for aspect ratios. We can save this as our preferred default settings or simply restore this at its default. Next, in addition to scene settings, we have environment library. And by default, the current environment is sharp lights. Also in Fusion 360, we have some environments loaded by default. So here we have Crossroads, Dry Lake. Let me bring in Dry Lake, and for us to see the environment applied, I'm going to left click and hold, apply this by dragging and dropping this anywhere on our blank canvas. Release. For us to see the full effect of this environment, we should head over to settings and under background, enable environment. Notice environment in effect. Heading back to environment library tab. In addition, if ever you want more flexibility, we can select attach custom environment. So notice here, we are given an option for an HDR or EXR. I'm going to hit cancel for now and show you a great resource wherein we can download free HDR or EXR files. The site is Polyhaven. So notice here they have thousands of environments for you to download and use it in Fusion 360. I'm going to head over to my data panel and open a new file which I have downloaded from GrabCAD. Closing the data panel. And before we head back to Render Workspace, there may be instances that you may want to insert stickers or decal. To do that, under Design, it's simply heading over to Insert and selecting Decal. Selecting Insert from my computer, and let me insert first this logo. So take note, it is preferred to use a PNG file because it has transparency. Selecting Open, and we are now prompted to select a face to where we would like to place the decal. So I prefer having it here. Heading over to Right View, and I can select this handle to scale this up, move this, or rotate. Let me select OK, and that's how simple it is to add a sticker or decal in Fusion 360. Let's now head over to Render Workspace. And notice here, this file already has an environment. Let's insert the HDR file I have downloaded. Heading over to Setup, under Environment Library, selecting Replace Custom Environment. And here I have gone ahead and downloaded Snowy Field. Double left click. Let's now head over to Settings, Inspect, head over to Position, selecting Ground Scale, zooming in. I'm okay with this frame, selecting Close, and once more, Fusion 360 can render this image in two ways. One is using your local hardware, which is under in-canvas render, and because Fusion 360 is linked in the cloud, it can also do a cloud render. For now, let's do an in-canvas render. And from here, you may also apply a depth of field. Let's say we want this area in focus and the rest to be blurred, enabling depth of field. And for the center of focus, I'm going to place it here. Left click. And in addition, we can adjust the blurry effect. And for me, I prefer having this set to 0.8. And definitely your knowledge of photography will be beneficial in this situation. Let me now select Close. And here at the bottom right is where we can set the quality of our render. So for me, I want this to be at infinite, but once this blue bar reaches final, the difference between the final and infinite image is not noticeable anymore. In addition, let me show you how Fusion 360 consumes our hardware resources. So notice my CPU under 100% and my GPU now at around the 30%. So under details, Fusion 360 is currently consuming 6 gigabytes of RAM. So highly suggesting for those who are planning to purchase a new hardware, laptop, desktop, suggesting initially you have a RAM of 16 gigabytes. Okay, so to all our participants who have joined me up to this point, congratulations. So once more, thank you so much to our friends in Adamson. Back to you, JC and Gamaliel. Okay, so going back to you, Gamaliel. Ano ba, Gam? Hello? Anyways, hindi ko naririnig si Gam. Let me bring in JC. Hello, JC.
I'm sorry we're having a technical.
Yep,
I'm
okay lang.
I'm sorry we're having a technical issues right now. So okay. Okay.
Okay, nagfi-feedback. Anyways, guys, I'm going to share another course to everyone. So, the request is I want you to connect with me in LinkedIn. I'm gonna be pasting down the link. Ayan. Okay, I'm gonna be sharing this course now. So, additional learning for you to master Fusion 360. So, here, ayan. Thanks to Adamson. Best wishes. Okay, so if you're my connection in LinkedIn, I'm gonna be sharing to all of you this course for free. Okay? Ayan, sharing it now. So, requesting everyone, if ever in the future you have comments, questions, not only about CAD, but with regards to business and career, ayan, feel free to connect with me and ask me anything. Okay, so as promised, I think in Zoom we are around 60. And sad to see na madali lang naman mag-comment sa YouTube, 'di ba? Everyone has YouTube installed in their phones. I don't know why, pero madali lang naman mag-comment down ng Autodesk Community Philippines. Anyways, our first winner for this raffle draw is hindi yan. So again, requesting everyone na mag-ano pa rin, no? Comment down Fusion 360 and PSME Adamson University. It is still up for grabs. Okay. So my winner is Gamaliel. Congratulations to Gamaliel Gutierrez. MC natin. Okay. Again, I'm seeing ilan tayo sa Zoom? 60. I don't know why again. 60. Napakadali. 'Di ba? Siguro you're probably watching this live stream in Zoom. Pero yung YouTube, I'm sure naka-install na 'yan sa phone nyo. Lilipat lang saglit. Actually, hindi nga lilipat eh. You can open this simultaneously. 'Di ba? Anyways, first winner, Gamaliel Gutierrez. For our next draw, di pala, ulitin natin. Baka may nag-comment pa ulit eh. Okay, lahat na nag-comment ng Fusion. Yun, Fusion 360. 5 entries pa rin, lalong kumonte. Key, caps sensitive. So, walang space. Dexter Dulatre. Mali yan. Rivmac. 8 na. Grabe. 60. Ano nangyari sa atin sa Zoom? Madali lang guys. Pupunta lang kayo sa Digital Creatives Worldwide. Ayan. Live tayo ngayon. Ayan. Comment lang kayo. Fusion 360. Ayan, sana okay na ang microphone ni Gam.
Hello.
Ayan, tama si Riv.
Recording in
U1.
progress.
Tama si Daniela. Okay? Back tayo. Let's do 11. Anyways, ayan, Abu Hanif. Ayan. Back. Collect ulit. 12 pa lang out of 60. Again, ano matutunan sa Fusion 360? Marami, sobrang dami. Right now, I am trying to learn Unity. I have an interest in game programming na rin kasi, in game design, kasi we're in the world of 3D naman. So, ayan. Unity is the one used to create games. Gusto mo gumawa ng Mobile Legends? I don't know. Mga first-person shooter, you can do that in Unity. Sobrang dami matututunan nyo sa LinkedIn Learning. And 17. Ako, nakakalungkot. 18. Tama si Vincent. Si JM. Ayun, thank you JM. Nandito ka. Marco. Anyways, draw na natin. Next keyword is PSME Adamson University ha. So, our winner for Fusion 360 keyword is J. Ward Leo Cabanes. So, ayan, congratulations J. Ward. Please, to claim your prize, please message me in LinkedIn. Connect ka sa akin, sir. Connect with me in LinkedIn kay Gam at saka kay J. Ward. Okay, wag sayangin. So, this is 3 months din, no? So, learn everything you can. Even if you're hindi kayo professional eh. Pero if you're a professional, you can apply this as self-directed CPD. Okay, so for the keyword PSME ADUSU. Ayan, wait natin ng onte. We have now 17 out of 60. Okay, 20 na siya. $24 na siya. Romel, Dave Tejano, thank you for joining us. Hello, Pauline. Charmaine. Sir John Cano, thank you. Sana may natutunan kayo. Actually, yeah. Diba? I have given dalawa, no? This course, kanina, ito. I've given 2 courses for you. 2 additional certificate din yan, guys, if you'd be able to finish these courses. I understand we have limited time and ang pag-aaral talaga, it's more than an hour. But I'm giving you all of this to learn further. And mag-organize na lang tayo ulit ng iba pang event. Okay, 25. Yun na talaga. Abrogar. Also, ayan, inviting you to join us in our Facebook group. It's, ayan, Fusion 360 Worldwide Users. Subscribe ka naman kayo kay Sir. Hindi ako naningil. I'd appreciate if you'll be subscribing to our channels, Autodesk Community, for other future events. Again, please connect with me in LinkedIn. Marami akong matutulong. I'm willing to help hanggang, I don't know, hanggang willing pa rin kayo mag-practice ng mechanical engineering. Or kahit ayaw nyo na, gusto nyo na mag-game design. Gusto nyo na mag-architecture. 30. Digital Creatives, we have an event May 22 sa mga nagbabalak na magturo, maging educator. And sana nag-register kayo here. Will be forwarding the links para ma-access nyo yung course. Anyways, 30. Gina. John Francis Bautista, thank you. Hello, Rosiel. Sir John. And I'll be sharing it. Yep.
For the technical issues.
I'll be sharing this files to all of you. And I guess sa Zoom na lang, i-announce ni Miss Nelsie on how to claim your certificate. So this event together with Adamson University is an Autodesk event. So Autodesk will be releasing official certificates sa lahat po na nag-register at nandito this afternoon. So I think 60. So with that, you can use that certificate to sa inyong resume, sa LinkedIn, you can place it here under courses. And each certificate has a unique serial number. Ayan, input that there. 33, may humabol pa. Ayan. So yung Q&A natin, nag-raffle draw. Anyways, our winner for our last raffle draw. Once more, thank you so much, JC, Gam, and to the rest of the Adamson University team. Looking forward to organize another event with you all.
Thank you din po, Engineer Jomarc Baquiran. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties that we have.
Okay, so it's now
Thank you.
Q&A.
Thank you.
Kung may tanong kayo, I'm always, guys, in LinkedIn than in Facebook. Alam ni JC yan.
Thank you for.
If you have any questions, you may type it in the Zoom box, in the Zoom meeting. And we can relay it to Engineer Baquiran.
So
Also, yep.
If you have
We are also-
questions,
yeah.
you may type it.
You can also type in your questions in YouTube.
Yes, we have provided the link for the YouTube.
Ayan. Anyways, guys, lagi akong nasa LinkedIn. Ayan. Anything about mechanical engineering, entrepreneurship, kung gusto nyo nang mag-freelance. Hindi necessarily kailangang antayin yung graduate at maging registered mechanical engineer para kumita ng pera, di ba?
sir, thank you for
I know a lot of persons na they're earning dollars, hindi sila undergrad. Mas malaki pa sahod sa atin. By using 3D 3D design, nagti-3D lang. Hindi lang mahirap-hirap din mag-3D. How to claim your prize? Connect with me in LinkedIn, Sir Yuan Christian. My name po there is Jomarc Baquiran. Ayan. So, no worries. Ayan. Again, I am always in LinkedIn. Feel free to message me kahit sa YouTube.
Sir, ano po?
So with that, I guess
So thank you, Engineer Jomarc Baquiran, for a very informative and helpful presentation. I am sure that your presentation indeed widened the knowledge of the students regarding the working with SolidWorks to Fusion 360. It will greatly contribute to the modern computer application for our field in mechanical engineering. Now we will go ahead for our certificate presentation. Partner. Partner JC, right there. So,
Can you
for
hear
the
me? Can you hear me?
yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Engineer Jomarc Baquiran. Kakagulo yung audio, wait lang.
So I will do it. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Engineer Jomarc Baquiran for imparting his knowledge and valuable insights as a plenary speaker with the topic of working with Solidworks to Fusion 360 during the planned visit webinar series with the theme of Gears of Tomorrow Forging Ideas through Future Technological Adaptation to Form an Innovative Generation, given to this day, May 21, 2022, via Zoom and YouTube.
Okay, so once more, thank you so much, Gamaliel, JC, and to the rest of our Adamson University team. Ayun, yeah, thank you so much, and see you. See you on your future events.
Thank you,
And looking
Engineer.
forward to see you all being a registered mechanical engineer. Okay, thank you guys. Back na po tayo sa Zoom.